my ethos and logos in the sports psychology discourse community. Introduction. The discourse community that I've chose to speak on is the sports psychology community. The goal of this community is to utilize psychological knowledge and abilities to solve difficulties related to athletes, optimal performance, and well-being, the social and development elements of sports involvement, and the systematic problems with sports environments and organizations. Also, I feel like this discourse community is here to help athletes with performance as well. The different areas of study I think are the type of athletes and different situations that athletes are put in and to study how they think. The way that they communicate most of the time is writing articles and sharing them. Also, there are a lot of topics on YouTube to watch as well, and more studies out there. The two texts that I chose. The article that I chose is called Psychological Factors Affecting Sports Performance by Ashwani Bali, published in 2015. About the article. The article is speaking on how preparation needs to be taken more serious when it comes to sports, and it also gives specific ideas on why. The video that I chose was the next text that I chose. It's called Sports Psychology Inside the Mind of Champion Athletes by Martin Hager, published in 2013. About the video, it tells us how to create objectives, maintain motivation, and perform your best just like the elite athletes do. He points out specific athletes and moments where they show extreme confidence. My thesis statement. While these two texts certainly complement each other in terms of topics, the video points out specific examples of star athletes and their confidence level. The video seemed to be more ethos heavy than anything, trying to persuade the audience by using examples of credible star athletes such as Usain Bolt, Michael Phelps, and Roy McIlroy. The article leaned more on pathos with statistics, facts, and logical arguments to persuade the readers. One example of the pathos that he used was, as shown by the graph, performance levels increase when the stress management is effective. That's what the article said. Some examples of the article's logos. The total time spent by the golfer actually swinging and striking the ball during those 72 holes is approximately 7 minutes and 30 seconds, leaving 15 hours, 52 minutes, and 30 seconds of thinking time. This quote came from the golfer Arnold Palmer, explaining that the game is 90% mental in the article. The second example of logos. Anxiety is an essential ingredient of any competitive situation, and without certain level of anxiety, there cannot be competitive performance. This is another quote in the article. This quote is a fact about anxiety and the way it affects performance in the article. Examples of the video's ethos. He speaks on Usain Bolt's fun, more laid-back approach to races, compared to Michael Phelps' more serious approaches to races. He convinces the readers by using their big names and how they are affected by sports psychology. Another example is the narrator talked about Blanka Vlasic and how she visualizes herself being successful before she performs. She's a very well-known athlete and was even athlete of the year. So he used her as an example so the audience can be persuaded. And this slide right here, I think is the most important slide, not because it's pictures of me, but because I feel like I could explain the way I could see my life like being used in the article This first picture right here was my first game as a freshman in high school. As you can see, I look pretty nervous with the ball, and that's like showing signs of me without confidence, like doing the opposite of what the video said. And this picture right here is my junior year of me having extreme confidence as I'm laughing at the other team, kind of having fun, smiling, and it shows the confidence that I gained. And these are two examples that I really lean towards a video to show, like to visualize. And these two college pictures of me at my old school are me having more serious looks and really thinking the game, like really calculating what I have to do at the free throw line. In this picture right here, I'm trying to read the defense and use my brain, because the article said the game is more mental, and trying to prepare and use preparation. So this slide is the vocabulary about both of the texts. The article used some similar vocabulary as the video, using the word performance multiple times in the film and also in the article stuck out to me. The main idea of both of these texts were based on improving the performance of athletes. The tone of the video was more like a motivational video, but also giving info for athletes in particular to listen to, or anyone who needed some extra confidence boost or motivation. The video was also filled with information backed up with different perspectives from different athletes, elite athletes. The article gave us the facts backed up with statistics and graphs. I feel like the audience for this reading could have been athletes, or more so people that will be working with athletes. The tone was not intended to be motivating like the video. Instead, the tone was straightforward. Conclusion. The rhetorical differences between the article by Ashwani Bali and the YouTube video by Martin Hager come from the different ethos and logos. Also, the tone of the text followed by the targeted audiences are also clear differences. The article was created for people who work with athletes to help their performance or the athlete themselves. On the other hand, the video was made for motivation in general, but specified to athletes who needed confidence. The way that these two texts were compared shows how wide the whole subject of sports psychology can be dove into. And these are my sources.